And, some days...
A little late on that.
Some days I really wonder how I did it. This happened in October, and there was 3 or 4 months of just pure darkness. I cried all the time, and really, truly, the only thing that kept me going was my kids. Like, I got out of bed every day knowing that my son had to go to school. And it was just like, honestly, I don't really remember those 3-4 months. Shortly thereafter, it kind of was just like all like a whirlwind of like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't stay in this marriage. My life is on TV. I can't stay in this house. Luckily I had a great support system between his parents and my parents and a couple close friends. They really helped me get through that dark time in my life. But, the beginning of the year came and I was like, this is it. It's time for me to get my shit back together. And, I pulled myself out of that dark hole. I got a job that was a rewarding job that was helping take care of people and, the elderly population. And slowly but surely, I started working at Boyne and I did ticket checking. I kept myself busy. That's how I found my outlet, was having to keep myself busy. And then I met my husband. I don't know, like in the summer, I sold my house, I moved, and slowly but surely you start to rebuild your life after it's been, that rug was pulled out from underneath of you. And I can say that 4 years later, 4.5 years later, I've rebuilt my life.
You've rebuilt your sandcastle far enough away from the water to where it shouldn't get torn down again.
Exactly.
Because you easily could have just lived that same life.
I could have fallen into that dark hole and never have come out of it.
I'm proud
Easily
of you.
have taken that and just said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try this now. Or
Yeah.
do whatever you did.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, probably during those 4 months, I was probably maybe drinking a little bit more than I should have. I was maybe... I had the prescriptions to help me sleep, to help me deal with my life, but I got to that point where I was like, I can't do this. I see that my kids were 5 and 3. That I was all I had. I couldn't do that to them. They just lost their dad. So no. I mean, I always say this, but if it weren't for my kids, I don't know where I would be.
So you truly are a queen.
Queen with the tiara.
Yes. I don't want to see it, but I do see it. You hold your head very tall. Your story is... I didn't see that coming. I kind of maybe thought something was going to go weird, but,
You never thought it was to that extreme.
No, I didn't know it was going to be like that. But, it's, looking around this room, people probably got a story. But some a little crazier than others.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you rebuilt your life. You moved on. It's something that happened. It's never going to be forgot about. But that's just a part of what got you to where you are now. Working a job that you fully enjoy doing and take pride in it.
Yeah.
If you told that story to an addict, like a woman who had a couple kids that was like, oh, I just want to get, because, being in treatment so many times, I've met some women and they've had kids and they're like, oh, I just want to get my kids back and I just want to, I can't do it, it'll never happen.
Right.
Well, I think if they heard her story, I'm like, look,
give me a break.
I get where the kids come along, but you have to do it for yourself.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're making over there at this coffee company.
It's the most annoying coffee shop in the world. Well,
Jeez.
Sound in the coffee shop.
Lord, thank you for stopping that.
Jeebus.
A blender?
Whatever it was, man. She picks the best places to have podcasts.
Well, I mean,
listen, I specifically asked you, and you are the worst person about picking a time, a date, and a location. So from now on, I'm just going to own it, and I'm going to be like, listen, Corey, this is where you need to be at this time. End of story.
Yes, I'll be there.
Yes, he will. I guarantee it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Round of applause for myself.
Yes,
yeah, there you go. Well, you certainly need a round of applause for yourself anyways, for just, like you said, you could certainly have moved on. No time for now. You could have moved on. You could have moved on. There's what we call in the recovery world, you're two-tracking down one way your whole life. and then you come to a spot where you got to go a different way and make some other tracks, let those grow in, start a new life, start a new beginning, and you certainly have done that. Wonderful to have met you.
Thank you.
It's good to hear a different side.
I hope that I can take my story. I want my story to be heard. I want, other spouses and family members that are dealing with people, that loved ones that are suffering from addiction, and know that, it might feel like your world is ending right now, but it's not. Right. There's you are responsible to write the end of your story. And even though it's hard right now, it will get better. So I want to be an inspiration, and I want people to know that this is not the end of it.
And sometimes you do need help. I doubt that you just woke up and did it all on your own. There's probably therapists involved. There were family members. There were all kinds of things.
And I think that's part of the problem, too, is that we think that as loved ones, we think that as soon as the addict gets help and gets into recovery or gets the treatment that they need, that our lives are going to resume to be normal. They're not by any means. As somebody that's caretaking for somebody, an addict, it's also your responsibility to get help, because you are also damaged.
Absolutely.
You're suffering from the PTSD that this person has caused you. My kids are suffering from the PTSD. We all need help, and we all need treatment in order to figure out our feelings. And I think a lot of times we get lost in that. And so that's why it is so important for me to create these support groups, not only for those in recovery, but for the spouses and the loved ones that are in recovery as well. Because even though we're not the addicts, we're still in recovery.
Oh, yeah, you're recovering from the crap you've gone through that we, like I said before, the stuff that we only think we're harming ourselves. I'm just stabbing a needle in my arm. What does it matter to anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it matters a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what it is, whether you drink, shoot, snort, whatever it is, we're affecting the people that we live with, love us, our kids. I certainly worry about my boys.
And that's what FAN does, Families Against Narcotics. It kind of helps people kind of come together and, from the family aspect. And, of course, that's kind of blown up in Michigan, which is awesome. And
yeah, considering that Michigan is pretty much we really need to, get our gears going here in the recovery and the addiction process of it.
And no one's going to do it for you. That's one thing that I've learned, and, I've kind of created my own place in the recovery community, and some people like it, some people don't, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm doing my thing. And
feelings may get hurt.
Yes, there's a caution for that.
I should wear my hoodie.
You can sit back and, we'll just do that when that happens, and then you realize that's never going to happen, so do it yourself. And that's, like I said, that's what I'm doing.
Well, and it's also important for family members to set those healthy boundaries as well. I wish that I had the knowledge of that when I was in that. How many times, I think about how many times the Lord tried to take him away from me because he was hurting me. How many times did he get arrested and put away, and I just kept, even though he was on a GPS tether because they were afraid of him hurting me, they took it off and he came back, and I just kept allowing it. And it was like, the Lord was like, no, this is not your life, and I am going to remove him out of your life for sure and just be done with it because you're not listening to me. That's really, truly, at the end of it, that's how I felt. And it took me 4 months to realize that. But when I accepted it,
acceptance,
that's when it made a pivotal change in my life.
And
it's
maybe he's where he needs to be right now, to help somebody in there. Maybe.
Honestly, I hope that he comes out and he's mentally better and he can use his story and help other veterans that are suffering.
This is PTSD. I have PTSD. You have PTSD. Mine may not be from military. Mine's from whatever had happened. Yours is from what happened to you. The PTSD format that the military, it certainly would be able, if he gets out, he can come in, speak about it, talk about it. This is what happened to me because of this, that it wasn't getting worked out. I wasn't working on this.
Mm-hmm.
I was just pushing it away, fueling it, drinking, flooding it, whatever it may be. So, eventually, in some time, everybody can help everybody. I do this podcast to help other people. I tell people all the time I'm a heroin addict. I was a heroin addict, raging alcoholic, to try and help anybody. Give them a fair warning that you don't want to be a 39-year-old man who has a 17-year-old son, a 13-year-old son, and you're sitting in the basement. And They're in the next room. And, yeah, so these things that happen to us to get us to where we are, to move on in life. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I'm truly glad you're here. And
Well, thank you.
Now the party's going to be even more special. Yeah. Or wait, what party? I don't know. I think that was another podcast.
I'm invited to that party because I'm in spousal recovery.
Yeah. But you don't know what party you're talking about because that was a podcast we did yesterday.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have to listen to it.
Yep.
Anyway, Quita, Courtney, whatever your name is today.
You never know.
I thought it was Brittany.
You could be a Brittany.
Well, let's see. I think
What couldn't she be?
She can't be a Chantel. She can't be a Chantel.
She couldn't be an Amanda.
Wait.
Could be an Amber.
Could be a Jennifer. A Courtney, though, would
I'll
fit
just
you.
go with Queen.
Okay, you can be Queen. Could she be a Tiffany?
No. Certainly not a...
Stephanie?
Throwing them out. I don't know.
There's not too many of me out there, so.
I only met one so far. And I truly like this person.
I dated one when I was younger.
What?
Did you? Was she about my age?
No.
You dated a Shaquita?
She wasn't 20.
Good one.
Man.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing your story with us.
You're welcome.
And
Thanks for stopping by thanks for inviting us to the coffee house.
You're welcome.
we'll have to have you on again sometime, I'm sure. I just have a feeling that you'll be on again.
I mean, 2020 is a big year. We
Yes,
got
it
big
is.
things coming down.
I'm not going to get into it, but it's going to be a great
Oh,
year.
just wait.
Got fun and exciting things to come.
I'm going to get my hat. I'm going to elect church and state. Oh, sorry.
What is he talking about?
I like politics.
He likes politics.
Oh, yeah, you did say that earlier.
Next episode, listen as Chris and Tyrone talk politics.
At least in Detroit, you have a bus stop.
I would love to see the statistics on how many people actually listen to those podcasts. Like, is it...
What, to yours?
No, to your politics ones.
Oh no, I don't mix them. We don't.
Man,
Listen as Chris and Tyrone take on Trumps.
At least in Detroit, you have a bus stop.
All right.
Sexual relationship.
All kinds of good stuff next time on
Yeah, well, yeah.
The
I don't like.
218
I like
Recovery
people to keep listening to the
Podcast.
podcast. So I don't
What?
speak my views on politics.
He was in room 218.
Shut up.
We'll talk about that
Off
next
the
time
podcast.
on the Politics Show with Chris and Tyrone.
Such a donut, ice cream, and chocolate.
All right.
Did you get all
Thanks
the buttons
again.
pushed?
Yeah, I think so. Listen to us. We're on all the platforms. Make sure to like us, follow us, share us with your
it,
friends.
like
and
it.
even if you haven't met us, because now she can't listen because she's never met Ryan. Mm-hmm. Or she's met Ryan, but I don't think she knew who he was.
Yeah, don't want
So now she can't listen because there's one person missing.
There is. I need a face to go with the voice.
So you've heard this Marlboro musky voice
But
here?
she can't listen to it yet until she sees
Either
Ryan.
or. So
Don't have that attitude. Share this with your friends. Let them
Yeah.
listen, and maybe they'll get something out of it that you weren't even thinking that. Hey,
you almost said it because
I did. I went there,
well,
but
this wasn't mine, so I'm not really going to say it. I can't say it.
maybe they'll get. No, you say it, Chris.
I hope you guys got something out of it because I did.
Chris did. You got
I
something.
got to
out
get
of
in
it.
every time.
So we're talking about-
Don't laugh. Don't
we're talking
laugh.
about Dick. You got that out of it.
Shut up.
So yes, listen, like us, Facebook, whatever
Smash
you need
it,
to
like
do.
it, subscribe, do
follow, and if you want a shirt, 217 Recovery hoodie.
Got merch.
Yes, we have some different designs, and website should be brand spanking new in the next day or two with some options for you to buy some different types of shirts. And not buy, donate, because we're not trying to make money off the shirts, but it does
It
take
does
money
help
to buy the
to
shirts,
buy the shirts, the
to get them all.
supplies.
Yeah, so
Shipping
you
and
donate
handling.
money, you get shirts. So that's how that works.
And I'm not going to punch a kangaroo.
No, he will not. After I saw that video, today. But yeah. So feel free if you're interested, donating and getting some merch. Like I said, 217recovery.com. And yeah, we'll talk to you.
Thanks for coming out, guys. Queen, thanks for
manana.
coming to visit and tell us your story.
Absolutely.